Speaking of movies, we got Polo out there.
Oh, that's right.
He did a movie.
He's a Ron and Fez guy, though.
He is a Ron and Fez guy.
Are we acknowledging that it's a Ron and Fez guy?
Yeah, obviously.
How'd this come about?
It's right. Well, because he has a motion picture.
But wouldn't he just go on Ron and Fez and promote his motion picture?
I believe he is doing that, too. But I went on to Ron and Fez.
Yeah.
And I started talking about Paulo and his film.
Yeah.
And I had, I guess a review of it.
Did you see the film?
Some of it.
Okay. I've not seen it.
All right.
I saw some of it.
Okay.
I heard good.
And you did.
Yeah, I heard it was actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
And so it got to the point where, we had seen it. Sam has seen it, I believe, some of it.
Sam, you like the movie?
Sam, you saw it?
Let's see what Sam thinks of this movie. Louis is a filmmaker. He can appreciate a good film.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Sam?
I was able to see the whole film last night. It was terrifying. It's a horror movie.
Oh, terrifying.
Terrifying.
Oh, gotcha. Terrifying.
Terrifying.
Gotcha, yes.
It was long at parts, but...
Long in parts, huh?
Yeah. One part would be longer than another part.
It was.
The first hour was a lot longer than the second 10 minutes.
I assumed that it was going to be one of those so bad that it's good movies, especially since most of the cast I know.
Oh, really?
You've seen them walking around these very hallways, and
that must be amazing.
You just know them, not as actors, but as just interns and people and fucking friends of the show and fat little English people that sell fucking T-shirts
with tiny heads,
little heads and no brains.
Stalkers.
Stalkers. Mm-hmm. So I figured, at least I'm in on that. It'll kind of be funny. It didn't catch me like that.
He's right there. Listen.
Yeah, I didn't get it. I didn't get the point.
Oh boy,
you may want to.
I didn't. I thought it was horrible.
Well, should we, dude? I don't know. Can we ask him questions?
Paulo, sure.
Yeah,
come on in, Paul.
This is Paulo.
Come on in there, Paulo.
The
writer, director, star of
the Orson Welles of Gap. Yes, exactly.
Gap
of Gap.
The movie's called Gap.
Wait, well, I want to start by saying Paulo. Now it's been obviously many years.
I said they replaced the G with a CR, and you might have a movie.
Paulo,
it's a spelling joke.
Yeah, we like.
Not kidding.
Yeah, it's been many years.
Gap, CR.
Oh crap! Just to bring everyone up to speed, the last time you were on our show, what was it? Was it the Sandy Kane kissing of the?
What happened is over the years we've had encounters with the Sucky Bed event, and then of course the Enema show, and the Tuato show, various things over the year. But I've always respected the fourth wall. The imaginary fourth wall between Ron and Fez and Opie and Anthony. I just figured there was one. I don't know if there is one or not.
I think that's a good use
the
of
tween shall never meet.
I think it's a terrible use of fourth wall.
Well, yes. It's maybe the mind thing that I'm thinking.
No, that doesn't help.
Is that like, you mean...
Fourth wall is where you're watching a thing and you imagine there's three walls to the to the show, and that the fourth wall is the audience.
It's torn down.
So some sort of a barrier between Ron and Fez of this show would not be any kind of a fourth wall.
No.
That would be one wall.
It would be a fourth estate.
Well, unless they were the audience.
No.
If Ron and Fez were the audience, the fourth wall would be Ron and Fez.
It could be the fourth wall.
In any case, I've been...
You saw a seperate kind of thing.
I thought I should honor something. I don't know what I would
know what it was? That's what... Well, we wouldn't have you on to do... let's have Paulo do movie reviews or things like that, because that's your Ron and Fez guy.
Right.
But since you put out
there's a fourth wall
film,
between the two shows.
and there's a fourth wall, and there's no door.
That's what I thought.
So you got to go through the ductwork.
Maybe it's just a bay window or something.
That's what I'm thinking. So, but in any case, I was doing Ron and Fez since the 90s.
Yeah, just keep trotting ahead with this.
As a movie reviewer.
Yeah.
And people expect me to know movies in and out, and then they have an expectation that this should be like Citizen Kane, Gap.
Well, no.
Why would they expect that? As you're a movie reviewer. Why would anyone expect a movie reviewer to make anything that is like Citizen Kane?
Well, I think they would expect that I would have a full knowledge of movies and a full understanding of what a movie should be.
Not really. No.
Oh.
Well, how long did it take you to make the movie?
Okay, first of all, this was an experimental movie, and it took 3 days to make.
Experimental movie.
Louis a filmmaker. 3 days?
Yeah.
What do you think of a movie that only took 3 days?
It would be a tenth of the amount of time it usually takes.
Yeah. And how long is the movie?
It's an hour and 23 minutes.
So it's not like it's a short, like a 5-minute short that you throw together.
We cut it down from 3 hours.
What? Yeah. So there's 3 hours.
Shot an hour a day and then edited out half of it.
They edited out Tuesday.
Yeah.
Hey, is there a director's cut going to ever be available?
Well, here's the problem. There's actually, before we start promoting this movie, I have to honor the Ron and Fez, Opie and Anthony community. So because essentially this movie should only be released with no knowledge of what this is. So we put out the director's cut collector's edition.
Don't worry,
now.
if you see it, you won't know what it is either.
And then we're going to put out the basic edition.
Do you want to market this to the movie theaters?
No, I don't think we can because I have no money, but... You know,
this is just something he burns you a copy on his Mac, and he writes the name of it in Sharpie on the actual disc.
All right, first thing I'd like to say is please go to gapthemovie.com because my life is completely fucked up. It's horribly fucked, so we need you to buy this.
No, I heard you on Ron and Fez recently. It sounds like you're getting your life together. You got a new girl. Is the new girl thing over already?
No, that's actually the one good thing in my life.
Because you married, I think I was at one of your weddings. And you married somebody who left you to go to England to be with somebody else, right?
A lovely girl, Melly.
Yeah, Melly, right, sure.
But she was obsessed with this guy who was in prison for years.
So why would you marry someone like that?
Because I thought we worked through it.
It only takes 3 days to shoot a movie.
Apparently not there, Paula.
Well, he got out
How
of
long
prison.
did it take for her?
Oh, he got out.
And then he says, I need you. I'm drinking myself to death. So I bought her a ticket over there. She was going to help him out.
Holy shit, you bought her a ticket?
You didn't think she'd fuck him or anything, right?
Anybody whose name is Melly.
We kind of talked that through. We worked it out. I thought we worked it out.
What'd she say?
Fuck it. She said, no way. I'm going to help him.
That has to be the worst name I ever heard, Melly.
Melly.
It's just, even if you're trying to be nice.
Yeah.
You go, hey, who's on the phone? It's Smelly.
It's
like
going to be
time
smelly. It's smelly.
Even if you're not trying to call her Smelly.
Actually, so she wasn't going to fuck him. She was definitely fucking you, though.
And that's
Wait,
not
Paul, hold on. How long did you, as an open-ended ticket, or how long were you sending her for? To help the guy.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. So she didn't need the return ticket, apparently.
Oh, boy.
So was he someone she had fucked before?
No, they had this thing. Oh, God, it's so freaking complicated. I can't even go into it. It's platonic.
No, you should.
You know,
platonic,
it was extremely obsessive love, and there was a lot of spooning involved.
Hold on.
Spooning?
Why did she get obsessed with the prison guy to begin with? Did she know him ahead of time?
Oh, yeah. He was a filmmaker in England. And
a filmmaker.
A filmmaker. What kind of films?
Filmmaker.
Snuff films?
No, he actually worked with kids.
Filmmaker. I know why he was working.
August Productions.
No, Uncle Paul.
Well, that's
and whatever happened to put him in prison, I believe it was completely innocent. In all honesty.
Pictures.
Oh no!
What did they say?
Yeah, what did they say?
It was an offense of that nature.
Of pedo shit?
No, but it
Child
was not. There
pornography.
was no physical contact at any point.
He jerked off in front of them, right?
No, he was helping.
He shit in their mouths while they jacked themselves.
Yeah, what was the charge?
He spent time in prison.
It's similar to fraternizing.
He made cummy on a cracker and the baby.
It would be similar to fraternizing. He was helping.
He was helping to film.
He was helping a person who was abused.
Who were inappropriately being filmed.
He was holding the boom.
And he was trying, and he was meeting them at restaurants trying to counsel them. There was no.
The boom was a cock.
Wait, I swear to God.
Wait.
I'm not trying
he would meet him at restaurants. Hold on. What?
He would meet him at restaurants to counsel because they were being abused at home.
Sure.
And that's against the rules when you are working with kids, and so that's what he went to jail for.
How long did he go to jail for?
So he's
like 8 months.
Because he was fucking them.
He's obviously a kid toucher. Why can't you admit that?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
I mean, they got him on something.
So the kid goes, my dad's touching me. I don't know how to get through this. And he goes, why don't you meet me at the Olive Garden?
Right. Yeah. Right. And
let's talk about it there. Won't that be easier?
Yeah.
There's a table you can jack me off under.
Let's get back to Gap the Movie.
No. What's wrong with you that you would allow your wife to go to England to be with this dude?
I'm too nice. I'm too fucking nice. I'm a fucking idiot. What do you want from me?
When your wife wanted to go chit-chat with a pedophile she had spooned with, and you bought her a plane ticket.
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
And you wonder,
She's in the movie. Anyway, my ex-wife is in the movie.
That's one of Dawn's, also, one of Dawn's failure marriages.
Oh, great.
We had a great relationship, but there was always
No,
this
my sister actually
Paulo.
did the ceremony.
Of Paulo and Melly.
Oh, wow.
She is...
Do you miss Melly?
Ordained.
I do. I love her,
Priestess.
and I
Priestess
love
or
this
something.
person I'm with, so I'm very
Smelly.
happy with
It's
that.
smelly.
Would you take Smelly back?
Smelly.
This is the point. I have moved on, and I do know she's fucked up. So
Melly?
Melly. So there's no point. I have a much better person now,
For now.
a widow woman.
You're going to mess that up.
You know,
Yeah.
who's perfect.
What happened to
Perfect for you?
Did you kill your wife, or how did that go down?
Jesus Christ. Now, Gail, we know
I want to know some answers today.
the late Gail O. was
She's in the movie
yes,
as well.
she is in the movie. It was a little that was a little distressing.
Too?
Yeah.
Did you drive her to kill herself?
She had a lot of mental problems.
What? I'm crazy.
She had a lot of mental problems. She was on a lot of medication.
Did she kill herself, really?
And Rana Fez would have her on the air every so often, and she just would be manic.
Yeah.
Manic. She would
Screaming
be
and yelling.
Some
and
days
stuff.
she would be okay. Other days she's screaming and yelling, and Paulo's in the background, just taking all kinds of abuse. And doing movie reviews, and then to see her in the movie was a little distressing. And it had nothing to. It was like the Bela Lugosi scene in fucking in Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Did she die
when
during
he's
the
in
filming?
front of the house and just kind of
Right.
There's
Did she
no
die
reason.
during the filming?
Gail,
The 3-day filming?
I was with her. She came, and as a matter of fact, we segregated her in another hotel when we were doing the.
All right, but you're
Oh, you
fast
did.
forward, and I need answers. So
No, this was
how
much
did
later.
How did she
Much
kill
later.
herself?
I've known this guy for 4 minutes. I want to kill myself. I'm going to
Paul-
guess he had something to do with it.
But Paulo, how did she kill herself? I don't
She
know.
had an accident where she leaped off a ladder.
leaped. That's not an accident. Not fall.
You leap.
There's no accident involved if you're leaping.
Well, I had put the drugs on the top rung of
No,
some.
I was kidding.
I swear to
no,
God.
this guy is-
I swear
No.
I
There's
swear to
no
God.
kidding
Oh, I
here.
didn't ask for these.
I swear to God, she.
Oh, as long as you got them.
I was.
I might even have one.
want 'em,
Donuts.
really.
Let's.
Oh, donuts are pretty good, right?
Donuts, that's weird. I never would have asked for
Thanks,
these.
Ken.
As long as I don't want to be rude.
Notice I've lost
so good.
weight.
Look what they did to me.
What are you doing?
I want a donut so bad.
He's got a rod.
Great. Donuts and sushi is a great
Oh, God.
combination.
It's not, Lou.
That's wonderful.
No, it's not. It isn't, though, is it? Because they have very contrasting tastes.
Oh, you hole.
All right, listen. This story is too good.
Yeah,
so let's
yeah,
focus
all right.
back here. So,
All right, just one
Gallo
side.
died.
Yeah.
So you put her drugs,
Right.
her medication, or these were illegals?
No, they're all legal. Well, they're all legal because they all came
Nobody
from
knows.
pharmacies.
But she was over medicating herself?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so
And
so you put the
drinking.
drugs up on the top rung of a ladder? And
No,
where was this
top-
ladder?
Let's say about.
Oh, she used the ladder.
Yeah, she used the ladder.
All right, where were the drugs? I'm sorry.
They're way on top of a bookshelf that may be 9 feet high.
What kind of
How tall
drugs
is your
were there?
house? You have
It was
9-foot
tall.
bookcases?
Yeah, this is all.
Fucking bookcases are there.
I was a double stacker.
How did she know they were there? Because you told her? Or she was searching until she
No,
found
she's searching.
Yeah.
She's crazed, and she needs the drugs.
them? Yeah.
And I decided at that point she doesn't need the drugs. She needs to stop. So she gets up on the ladder, and I find her. I went to the store. I came back. I find her on the floor. She broke her shoulder, so she has to go to the hospital and everything else. Then later, the
She
screws.
died of a broken shoulder?
No. Give me a chance.
She broke it with a train hit it.
right. She thought the screw would have.
There was a screw in the shoulder that was starting to poke out.
Oh, boy.
So it needed to be redone.
Yeah.
Wow, you just bend it over with a hammer.
That's what I told
I
her.
used to
Bend
do.
over the tip.
So when she went in the day she came out of the hospital, for the 1-day surgery for that, late they gave her more drugs, and then so it was
boy.
all extra drugs that night. Yeah,
And then.
So she had too much drug. It was a drug overdose.
it was drug overdose. Yeah.
Jesus.
I'll be entirely honest with you, is that
what happened?
Yeah.
her crazy life. I mean, I spent 30 years with this woman. Crazy, especially the last few years because she had all
Yeah.
these medications. The best, she really got to a point of being close to God and then...
Boring.
A lot closer after the OD.
Yeah.
All right, and anyway, she's in gapthemovie.com.
But who wants to see a dead girl in your movie?
That was a little creepy.
Yeah. Right.
I just had integrity after it.
And,
exactly.
And the thing is, her part made no sense. Not that I'm saying that most of the movie made sense. I'm just saying that part especially. And Dave screaming, too. Dave from the Ron and Fez show screaming. I didn't understand what that was all about.
All right, let me just very briefly explain the movie. Number one, it is meant to go for the horror audience, which is, of course, this crazy, fucked up shit. The more crazy, fucked up it is, the better. Right. It's also
like a slasher movie kind of a thing?
It is also intended for the art house audience, which also is into crazy, fucked stuff. You know, if you're going to talk Jean-Luc Godard.
Art house, shit house. No, art house, okay.
So it's kind of a message movie as well. So all the
See, that's what I was missing, was the message.
Yeah.
Yes, and
the message is this movie is horrible.
So it is what it is. It is a specific thing that was done as an experiment. And it is about a video diary of a madman. And of course, part of the problem is a lot of people seem to think I'm a little bit of a fucking lunatic as well, and I don't think so.
I'll go.
They do certainly, say that.
So I've been listening to the Gap explanation for how many years? And a half, something like that. I still have no effing idea what this movie's about.
Saw it, or most of it anyway, and I have no idea what it's about. All I see in scene after scene is Paulo with some type of a knife, some victim poorly tied up in the background.
Yes, very loose.
Very loosely tied up in the background.
3 days.
Trying not to laugh as they're squirming and not really trying, or the fear isn't really getting there. And then a bloodless murder scene for a horror movie.
Well, Anthony, maybe he didn't tie them up tightly because the fear, the intimidation of who he was was keeping them there, and that's part of the mystique.
Or maybe he
didn't
tie them tightly because it made them uncomfortable. They weren't actors; they were just friends of his.
Well, the fear and intimidation would have been a good thing to keep the viewer there, because it didn't work for me.
All right, first of all, to defend the movie, I honestly believe that, you know, there has been it's a specific type of movie that you haven't seen before, and it kind of taps into that audience, hopefully, down the road, once I finish marketing to my core audience, which is, of course, Rod, Fez, Opie, and Anthony. I want it to be
four people.
You don't have to put Opie and Anthony in there.
Okay, no problem.
Rod and Fez and pedophiles. That's your audience.
Pedophile, fucking wife stealers.
You know, the Blair Witch Project. You know, the Blair Witch Project is obviously a lot of shaky cam and things.
Oh, right. Okay. So you kind of were going for some kind of this is not professional. Professionally shot. It's supposed to be some lunatic setting up a tripod with a camera before he kills people.
Right.
Why don't you just cut your losses and just not promote this movie and make another one?
Well, first of all,
let's give this one a day in court. This might be good.
Here's the problem. As apparently people know my life, you know, a lot of problems.
Life's a movie.
So I have $145,000 in debt, and then I have 2 houses I can't unload. So I'm not able to make another movie until and besides, I have.
How much did Gap cost?
Oh, not a lot.
How much?
How much?
Technically $10,000.
Why so much?
Well, because I had to go to New York, and we had to get people together and get hotels and stuff, because, you know, I had to sort of gather people.
So your logistics cost more than the actual taping.
The editing was a little bit, but
the editing was a little bit. What, you actually had an editor?
Yeah, I actually had an editor.
Who was the editor you hired? The governor of New York? This fucking thing goes on forever.
I cut it down from 3 hours.
From 3 hours. The scene with No Filter Paul.
Yes, who's a genius. He does great work.
Well, see, you're using that word again.
I want to see that.
That scene goes on and on and on to it's maddening. And I don't mean in a good way. It's not like I was saying, I don't mean like watching this and going, holy shit, this is great. I was like, holy shit, they're still fucking doing this. I left. Usually when I'm watching a movie I haven't seen before, and I have to go take a piss, grab a beer, whatever, I pause it.
Sure.
I didn't pause this. I just went. I took a piss, I grabbed a beer, I washed my car, whatever. I come back, Fucking No Filter Paul is still in the chair, loosely tied, with no shirt on.
Everybody's in their underwear, that's true.
Yeah, everyone's in their underwear.
And there's some nudity as well, because, they say the foreign markets, you need the nudity. So it's
foreign markets? What are you looking for, foreign jersey?
Over here we like clothes.
It's Japanese. I need...
Japanese?
The Japs, please, gapthemovie.com. Get on there. I actually have a...
Just change the G to a J, then. Don't think it's about them.
Oh, he go over fourth wall. He went over fourth wall. I didn't like it.
Fourth wall? No, you can never go over fourth wall.
Between Roy Fizzy, Opie Anthony is a fourth wall.
I love the Gap.
Hey, are you familiar with a movie called Peeping Tom?
Yes, of course.
Oh.
Well, Louis might be onto something. Louis thinks that your movie sounds very much like Peeping Tom.
It is, absolutely.
It's the same movie.
It's a famous British director who did a lot of very
fucked a wife of some guy and shipped her over.
That's right.
Oh, he was in prison.
He did a famous ballet movie called The Red Shoes, but he did the Peeping Tom.
Real famous, yeah. No clue.
I also just I want to touch on something. The way it was shot and edited.
Yes.
Do you or the editor or anybody, who was in charge of the aspect ratio of the movie?
All right, there were the whole point is to be as experimental as possible.
Right, I understand.
So you change aspect ratios from time.
I understand. So it would go from widescreen.
With experimental film, the idea is that you have an idea that you're burning to do as a filmmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's really done it before, but you're willing to try it as an experiment to see if it'll work. The thing isn't to go, I want to make an experimental movie. So what kinds of things are experimental? Yeah. You're supposed to start with an idea of a movie that this is a movie I really want to make. I think this would be cool. And even though it hasn't been done, I'm willing to do the experiment. You're starting with, I want to do something weird.
Yeah.
Right.
How about changing the aspect ratio that will hurt people's eyes?
That will just, like, the thing is, I'm thinking if you were going to go widescreen,
right,
then you shoot the whole thing widescreen. And then in editing, you make it look like the regular old-style TV. What ratio is that? 3:4 or something like that? Going that.
That gets into fractions.
Right. But what?
It gets into fractions.
Well, whatever it is. You could have laid the whole thing out so that my television wouldn't snap back and forth. It was stretching and snapping like your TV knows. Your TV, your DVD players these days, it knows when to do certain things to certain aspect ratios. So if you would have just kept it all widescreen and then made it look, it wouldn't have been, it was so distracting every time it switched. My TV went click, click, and then numbers came up on the side, a code, the fucking stretch, it said wide. It went, like my TV was freaking out. My TV hated your movie.
The movie is actually supposed to generate hate in every possible way. It is supposed to force people, confront people, push people to the edge in lots of ways.
In a different way, I think, was the intent.
It forces people to turn off their
every
TV.
Way I could do. Of course,
it forces people to rent Peeping Tom, which is the one you stole it from, which is better.
I didn't steal.
Oh, boy. Which was better.
We all steal.
See, what you're saying is...
I didn't steal.
Yeah,
well, we all steal.
You and the thieves all steal, yeah.
Hey, Paula, what I'm saying is there's a difference between, let's see, you're watching a movie about a bank robbery, and you're, like, immersed in it and going, holy shit, I'm afraid, I'm concerned for these characters, there's a bank robbery going on. And then actually being involved in a bank robbery.
Right.
You're going to feel an emotion.
Right.
Like you said, to bring out hatred. It's supposed to. But it's the wrong thing. In the movie version, it's great if you could bring that out. The physical act of watching it made me hate you.
Okay, well, first of all,
not the movie.
It's essentially an anti-film. It goes against all the film jargon and the film logistics that you're used to. So, you see, in a way, that...
The groaning you're hearing is Louis C.K., a filmmaker.
Right.
A filmmaker.
No, we should
like what you're saying.
Shut it, James.
I do.
No, we should do, because Louis is here.
Jimmy is an insufferable prick.
Can we get the first?
No, he does.
Can we get the first scene of the movie and we can watch it? Because I've never seen.
Get the first scene up there.
Would you mind if we broadcasted the first scene of this movie?
You really want to go to the no?
Can I say something about? Hold on, Louis here.
No, we don't.
Louis is a brilliant filmmaker.
He's a brilliant guy.
But
fantastic. You're a genius.
There's an idea
You're hilarious.
that maybe you pushed that he didn't think of. And it's almost like he's trying to cut off your legs because what if your idea is all of a sudden better?
Hey, I'm burning with jealousy. Right.
But let me just say to Louis C.K.
It's killing me.
Let me just say to Louis C.K.
I went the wrong way with my career.
As I say,
yes.
This is intended for, first of all, this has been developed on air for a year and a half, so everybody's aware of it.
Not by anyone's choice, by the way.
I understand that. That's understandable. But here, it's really supposed to leap out of, like, the shadows, and you don't know what the fuck this is.
It makes you want to leap from a ladder.
So, you know,
like
when you find it and have no knowledge
like your ex there.
Then you'll be real say, what the fuck is this?
Paulo, I can understand. I understand what you're saying about it, but it's not.
I understand the aspect ratio is a problem.
No,
and I did have a camera problem because I had two different cameramen, so there was a problem.
Right, well, two different cameramen. Holy shit, Desi Arnaz.
Now you're a little crazy. Listen, we got to take a break. We got Paulo. He's promoting, I guess, Gap. Are you doing something crazy on Ron and Fez today?
I'm always
you said something about your last stunt.
Yeah, and there was, we sent out a crazy,
it's your suicide,
life coach guy sent out a crazy memo to
what does the title mean?
That I was going to be horrible.
What does the title mean? The Gap.
Right. Oh, it's actually, here's the message. The divisions in society. The generation gap was the core issue.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, we're always divided from each other on every level.
What does that have to do with some guy in his underwear killing another guy in his underwear?
He's torturing people, sacrificing people, so we will love each other more. So we'll learn. It's like a lesson.
So you'll love each other more?
Yeah, it's like...
I think you guys are prejudging it. I mean, it's obviously a social message.
After the break,
maybe I was too stoned when I watched it.
Maybe
I don't know.
After the break, we'll do the opening scene because you got a filmmaker in studio, and you'll get an honest review. Okay?
Thank you.
I want to see some of this film.
And also, you got to show off your horrendous tattoo sometime today. Sometime today. I'll be able to stay there.
Nice.
Sexy. Yeah, let's talk about AshleyMadison.com for a second. There's a service out there, Lou, for people that are unhappily married. And instead of going through a divorce, because some people feel like, holy fuck, I can't afford a divorce, so they stay married, and they're doing some of that fucking on the side.
Yeah, get divorced.
And AshleyMadison.com is there to help those people.
Get divorced.
Just get divorced, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry if you're trying to make some money.
Too expensive. Too expensive. So, and let's say the marriage is fine, but you're just not getting any sex, but she's taking care of the house, the kids, whatever. You just want to go out and fuck.
You know what? I'm with Lou. Just get some boys. What are you doing?
No, you get it's 100% discreet.
Totally.
It's discreet, so she's not going to find out.
Be a man.
You're going to hook up with some chick. And she's in the same boat.
What are you doing?
Maybe she's in a marriage, a loveless marriage.
Don't be
and then the two of you hook up.
Right. Don't be a pussy. Get a divorce.
What if everything's fine except for the sex?
Fucking let her touch the street.
Yeah. Everything's fine except the sex. She's a perfect little woman at home.
Is she?
Then you need some sex on the side.
Louis makes a good point.
Just get the fuck out of this thing.
Just leave your marriage.
No. Well, regardless, if you leave or not, I think you should go to AshleyMadison.com.
Look, if you can get laid by calling that place, do it. Yeah. But if you're in a shitty marriage, get out of it.
AshleyMadison.com. No, a lot of people don't want to. They can't.
What? Yes, they can.
You're a lot stronger than a lot of people, Louis.
Yes, we can.
You are a lot stronger than a lot of people.
I'm not strong.
Some people can't. They have.
I'm not strong. I'm saying this in retrospect. I couldn't do it. I'm exactly like these
assets.
people. Let me tell you, if I had used this service, I'd be married today, probably. You know what? Thank God I didn't hear this commercial before.
100% secure, completely anonymous, and free to join. Go to AshleyMadison.com. It's absolutely free. Join now. What the hell? Find your lovers here at AshleyMadison.com. And we're back. Louis C.K. in studio today, playing Caroline's tomorrow night, 212-757-4100. Those tickets are going to go real fast. And, wow, boy, we're lucky. Paulo in studio.
Oh, yeah.
Promoting Gap on our show. I don't know what we did to Ron and Fez to deserve this.
Well, it's the fourth wall.
Payback's going to be a bitch. Huh?
The fourth wall is finally
that
broken.
fourth wall he's still going with, Louis.
That is the incorrect use of
That's
fourth wall.
fucking wrong. I'm sorry I was corrected. Thank you, Louis C.K.
Louis already explained that just doesn't work.
TheMovie.com, and I even got a promotional code, Ron Fez. If you go there, he'll send you the film, baby. I need to
Some
sell
people
it.
are saying that they send money, you don't send the movie.
Oh,
That's great. That's great
busting
service.
balls. People were busting
You send
balls.
money, we don't send the movie.
In this case, that is actually
It's
the proper
the easiest
thing.
transaction you'll ever take part
There's
in.
some accusations out there, Paul.
Yeah.
You're not sending out the movie.
Because that's what people do on those message boards. They bust
Why would
balls.
anybody take the time to make a complaint that's totally unbased in
Because
fact?
there's a love-hate thing with
Obviously,
me.
you are been slow on the shipping. Or not even
also,
shipping.
Paul, is it true that one of the backers of this movie was XM Satellite Radio?
What?
It's not true because it was a $10,000 movie. If I could have gotten XM involved, we could have spent $20,000.
Really? You think?
That's just how
what?
Oh, because Sam was just explaining to me that perhaps
Sam, what do you know on this?
XM was involved. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, Sam?
So I just threw it out there.
Oh, I don't know if XM was involved or not.
Oh, okay.
I saw
Allegations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, frankly, I would love for somebody to become involved.
Now, don't you have some kind of a Ponzi scheme going where, because I know people are involved in this, you give them, they sell your DVD. And they almost work up in levels like Amway.
Yes.
I'm not even kidding. I've heard he's doing something like
It
this.
is a Ponzi scheme. It's Bernie made shit.
I'm trying to get people in on the ground floor, absolutely, because this is a movement, hopefully, down the road, when people are not aware of what's happening. Because, you know, let's face it, there are people in Japan and stuff that don't really know what's going on. So eventually...
They don't know what's going on.
I just want to know what...
Why do we have to face it? Why do we have to face that? Is that a hard truth?
And
that people in Japan don't know? Let's face it, folks. Let's really say what's really going on here. That everyone's the elephant in the room.
Yeah. Paul,
is that no one in Japan knows about this movie.
No one in Japan.
I have a hard time saying it personally, but let's face it.
Yeah.
People in Japan don't know about this yet.
And eventually, I may have to die first, but the movement will eventually take hold.
The whole movement. Paul, just explain to me the business model of people selling your discs and getting money back, and then there's like levels. How does that work?
I have various people who love me and want to do things for me, and so I say, well, sure, if you sell some of the movies, I'll give you a little extra.
A little extra.
Yeah.
So they then go out and sell online.
Yeah.
And then they get a cut of the money.
And they get a cut.
Right now, I've got to see, my life is fucked up, so I'm looking for all the help I can get. I'm taking a blind eye to anything that's going on behind my back or on the side, but by all means, I appreciate it.
Taking a blind eye to your movie.
You take a
deaf ear.
You take a long time to answer questions.
That's true.
Yeah, none of that made any sense.
I'm evasive.
What is it? Anthony, what are you hearing? You sell, like, the movie and then...
Yeah, I'm hearing, like he's got some kind of... Do you know anything about this, Sam?
Why are you asking? Because he can't answer
Sam knows a lot about this.
I know we have to investigate.
I have to investigate.
You know the guy's right in front of you.
There's, like, some kind of scheme where he'll give you...
Right, it's one of those things like if you sell the movie, you get like more $2
movies
back.
to sell.
Yeah.
But then if you sell 10, you get like 3 per.
Yeah. So if you sell more movies, you make more money.
Sure.
Yeah.
How many copies have been bought?
I have no. I know.
How many copies have been bought?
12.
I need to.
That's a quick answer, Paul.
How many sold?
Okay, at this point, since we really haven't properly promoted, that's why I'm here today, we sold like 120.
That's not bad.
Who are those saps?
How much a pop?
Oof, 120?
And right now we
How
have
much
them
a
at
pop?
$17.99.
Okay.
$17.99. We're dropping the price $2 today with the Rod
Dark
Fest.
Knight?
Look, I'm a sole proprietor here. I have big bills that I have to pay, and I'm just saying I'm willing. And we can probably even work out a deal with Photoshop Mike where people in the New York area can get a real deal.
Have you made your money back yet?
No.
Of course not.
Let's look at the
Do
opening.
the math.
120 times 18.
Louis, this is for you.
1,200.
This is for you, Lou.
It ain't 10,000.
Yeah.
No, it ain't.
2160.
We're gonna look at the first scene
2160.
of Gap.
That word is there?
It's the first word was there. The second word is.
This is the playful font choice.
Playful font.
There's music going on.
Play school font.
Yeah, play school. Yeah, it is.
Wait, where's our audio?
And then he changes.
There is rock music.
That's actually the.
Wait, we need the rock music.
He writes Gap twice. And that's the shaky Friends opening.
Yeah, the Friends opening
Friends
font.
opening font.
The music stuff.
These are all default choices on Final Cut Pro.
I'm a monster.
Oh, this is the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I'm a
Now.
monster. And that's me as a young toe-headed
I'm a
child.
monster. War. Life is a war. We hate each other. It's hopeless. It'll never get any better. I wish I could do something about it, so I am.
This is an art film.
I want to do something that matters.
Watching
make
your
a difference, have an impact.
Fuck's
teach.
sake.
Okay,
Stop.
we're in a theater, I'd agree.
Stop.
Dave.
Did somebody change the channel, or is this still the movie?
It's still the movie.
That's my late wife.
That's the dead wife.
That doesn't make me necessarily a nice person, but it just means you don't have to give back what they did to you. Unfortunately, the life they chose. And it does lead to that.
It's time to make a choice.
Make a choice about what?
Well, she made hers.
Hit stop.
You couldn't wait for the truck to fucking pass
I
by?
wish there was a way.
You couldn't fucking just cut. There's a truck in the fucking. Let's take that again.
This is a video.
No, that's not an anti-war choice.
No.
Have you examined it?
Yes, I have, and I don't find any true evil in myself. I find a lot of horrible mistakes.
I think you need to take a closer look.
Is this a toll booth on the Jersey Turnpike you shot this in?
No, I made a lot of horrible mistakes, but they were never evil.
I think you need to take a closer
She's good.
Well, if that's what you
Yeah,
say,
she's
but
a-
I don't
she's
know.
actually
more.
I'm not reading this to say
Audrey Hepburn.
She was good before she fell off a ladder and had a shoulder
I
infection.
have never wished.
And she wears
anyone
lots
else
of wacky
anybody
clothes
or
over the
anyone.
years.
If it would save your soul,
Hundreds of
would you
thousands of
sacrifice your life today?
Not anymore.
It would save my soul and my body.
Your soul?
Yes.
Would you die?
Yes,
Okay.
I would.
All right. That's all.
She should have.
Okay.
She should have
This
filmed
is
her
the person
suicide.
I lived with forever and lived through tragedy after tragedy with in what seemed like forever, but it had to end.
Cops in traffic court read
This was
read into
as
the
good as
record
she
better
ever
than
got
that.
With her crazy hat.
A
crazy
cop
outfit.
reading
This
into the
was
record what he saw you do on the highway when you were
Very good
speeding reads better than that.
as good as it ever
Get
got.
James Earl Jones.
Wait.
She found the right balance of medication.
All right, hold on.
You couldn't
here.
get
we got to pause this. All right, okay.
Oh, you got the pause.
I want to know why, if this is some kind of a video diary of some fictitious thing, why did you put realism in there? Like, you talk about her, it's really her, she really did do that, she's dead now, and you recite, it's not part of a movie, it's like the fucking director having his little home movie and a little comment at the beginning of a movie.
They always say that you write what you know.
And you didn't write what you know, you put down... It's a whole movie. That was a whole movie.
Well, also, she talks like he does. Everybody in the movie is just this rambling, never sentences that literally don't begin. Some people have sentences that don't end. He has sentences that don't begin.
You come in the middle.
One moment you're not listening to him, the other moment you are. You go, how did I get? Where am I? Where am I?
It's a quasi-pseudo documentary.
Quasi-pseudo.
Yeah, it is. Throwing a few words together makes it all better.
Quasi-pseudo documentary. Okay, now I'm looking at you and you're screaming at Pat.
Yeah, it's obviously something's going on.
Oh yeah, now so okay.
I'm always trying to clarify my thoughts, make sure I'm right.
Are you?
Make sure I'm not making mistakes. I mean, there are so many gaps.
Wow,
Gaps. I see.
Now look at this in the context.
I want to start using music in this presentation.
We're not going
Music is so dead,
to...
so arrogant, distasteful, contemptuous, with no heart. No wonder the record industry is being destroyed. If they even call it the record industry anymore. It's not something like that would make me mad.
Commentary.
10 years ago.
Can you stop for a second? So what's happening there is he's going to start putting some score, some music in it. So he tells the audience, I'm going to play some music now during this movie. It'd be like you're watching Jaws and you hear, hey, here comes a shark. Listen to this piece of music.
That makes it sound scary.
Do these go together well to you, folks? Write me a letter and let me know.
Why did you do that?
Because exactly, he is commenting on the fact that he's putting in music that he hates. You know, this modern,
record industry. Give me a break.
So he's commenting on the destruction of society.
Record industry. Why do they call it that anymore? They don't. You're the only one calling it that. It's called the music industry.
He's a guy who's obsessed with the generation.
Is he? Oh, it's a character. I'm sorry.
It's a character.
It's a character.
So exactly. And he's obsessed with the records. Records don't exist anymore.
I know. It's crazy.
It's just insane, right?
It's just,
Wow.
All right, keep playing it. With
say up to 2 million and being a high point. That's because civilization is dying. Street food, kids, killing music, movies, civilization's civility, things can't go on like this. So I'm just gonna play some music that everybody's comfortable.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't understand what you're saying.
That requires repeated viewings. You see, this is the film that does
requires repeated throwing into the garbage and never watching even once.
And the deeper you get in,
it requires repeated attention to the sound mix. Let's hear that again. Make sure we can hear what he's saying. Because otherwise, why say anything if you're not going to turn it up?
Oh my God! Paul, perhaps the first time you listen to, I gotta see. I didn't hear.
No, you're just saying, why the fuck can't I hear what he's saying?
No, but you're saying that it makes people intrigued and they want to come back and hear what they missed.
I
don't even disagree.
I agree with
I don't disagree at all.
Should we go a little more?
All right.
A little more.
Let it run. The camera's really rocking back and forth.
On purpose. It's doing it on purpose.
There was some leaves and the tree branch was pushing the guy or something.
Well, the music getting louder is better. That's good. Now I can't hear me.
Why did the music get really loud?
And why is there a branch?
What are you doing?
Is this supposed to be your...
Yeah, but it wasn't there before.
I know. It's got a different angle.
Are you hiding from these people?
Yes, he is.
Kids are on your lust-filled acid nation.
The idea with handheld camera, it's supposed to be that it's kind of rough shot. It's a chaotic feeling.
Yeah.
You have the feeling that the camera's not in a stable ground. It's not sitting there. But if you actually shake the camera back and forth on purpose, it's just fucking retarded.
It wasn't shaking. It was a gentle rock.
No, there's no gentle anything.
No, that was a fucking
like you were having a seizure.
Yeah.
No, there was
that
no
was you saying, I want this to look like handheld camera. Which you would have if you just held it in your hand.
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, exactly.
It was rockabye. It was kind of a rockabye.
No.
Family Spills. That's a new show.
You just shook a baby to death. That's the type of shaking you were doing with that camera.
Guest cameraman Ted Kennedy on Inauguration Day.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're saying that basically you were kind of shaking to give the feeling of realism, like the person's actually there.
Exactly.
It does work.
Exactly.
I mean,
didn't have a tripod, so I used a paint shaker to put the camera on.
I didn't have a tripod, so I used Katharine Hepburn. I mounted it in her cunt.
Paul, I think so far you're doing well with the review with Louis C.K.
So far it's really good.
I think after I'm dead, this will become a huge thing.
Yeah, you think
hopefully tomorrow it takes off.
Artists.
Because I'm going to murder you and they're going to find out it's because of this piece of shit.
All right, let's go back. We're almost done with our review.
It's going to be Exhibit A.
All right,
let's see what happens.
And that's
And neither can I.
if you're not blind.
Now we will be
I wish I
getting
was blind right now.
some of the nudity coming right up.
Oh, wow.
Forced abduction of people
Hope it's not you.
a couple who appeared to meet up, typical couplings in the night. I mean, pointlessness of common sexual behavior of modern society, human species.
Why is she laughing in the background?
She's not laughing.
Why is she screaming?
She's scared. It's like she's crying. It's crying. You know,
there's a naked girl on the couch in the background.
God needs to have.
She's frightened
in a pure form, and the only way I can do this is.
How did she not really think you were going to kill her?
That the need
Like
is
you're that nuts.
to change.
I would think you were making a
Is that
snuff
supposed
film.
to be a blood stain on the back wall there?
See, that's the kind of little details in repeat
Yeah, little
viewing
details.
that
Oh my
people
God.
will pick it up.
You're right.
I mean, and going back and forth on the message
Is that
board.
supposed to be a blood stain?
Yeah, no,
It's not
exactly. You're supposed to be thinking, is that a blood stain? You're not supposed to be going, did that idiot really think that I was going to think that's a blood stain? Did they think for a second that I was going to buy that? Fucking red paint? What did you dip? You know, Jesus.
It looks like it was done with like a thin brush.
That's kind of thematic reinforcement in a way.
No, it's not.
It's subliminal. In it.
It's just a mistake on your part to have done such a shoddy job.
There's nothing subliminal about it. It couldn't be more obvious.
It's in the back.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You didn't want to be very obvious with it. You just wanted to kind of put it there and let people think about it, and they would
It's
get
like
it.
subliminal.
Right,
Yeah,
Jim.
please.
Something not subliminal, but like.
Do we at least
I got it.
do we at least get to see this girl's tits?
Yes.
do it.
All
All right,
right.
we got to keep
Who
going.
is the girl? She's actually very good.
I don't care.
You can tell she's naked.
Far more
Actually,
interesting.
very good.
It's my brother-in-law's ex-wife.
Okay, good.
All right, let's go.
My soon.
We got it.
Hey, your brother-in-law's
And so on,
ex-wife.
and making it as
You mean your
horrifying
sister?
experience.
Doesn't make any sense.
To make it understood that.
All right, you're holding some
this can be happening.
weaponry.
This is
Yeah,
a-
thank you.
There's
Shears and a
clippers
knife.
Make you all stop.
and
I
there's
mean,
also
as I
some
say,
long
there's
metal.
a point
All right,
there.
there's.
There
Let
was
me
a
just
point
point
there.
some out. There's a girl, a naked girl, over on the bed with a look on her face like, "Come over anytime, guys." Instead, we're listening to a fat guy in an orange shirt
With a horrendous mustache.
say things that mean nothing.
Exactly. This is good camera work, though, because
And there's a light behind you,
that's the
which
sun.
is the most annoying thing in the world.
No, the light is from the camera.
Doesn't matter what
it's
creates
sun.
It doesn't matter what the source of the light is. It's behind your
see the
stupid
cameraman
fucking head.
and you're fucking painting on the wall.
It is really fucked up. Is that the light from the camera in a reflection?
Yeah, then take that picture
If you
down.
remember Clockwork Orange,
Yes.
there was a lot of that kind of stuff.
Well,
in
this
that
is just
film.
like
Oh,
exactly.
How dare you? It's one of the most carefully made, beautiful films ever.
But it was
Fucking
made
Kubrick.
deliberately to look like
How
a porno
dare
film.
you.
it is.
This doesn't.
If
A
you
porno
ask-
director, you wouldn't get hired as a porno director.
I swear
If you
to God.
gave this to a fucking
I
porn company, they'd go, "Fuck
swear.
you."
I swear to God, in
They
interviews,
wouldn't hire you to swab the cum off the floor.
never said he wanted Clockwork Orange to look like
They wouldn't
a
let you
porno
fluff
film.
the ugliest fag on the set. Your instincts are so poor that we don't even want you around here. You're gonna fuck something up.
We're talking about the camera work.
Oh,
There's no fluff.
oh,
in it.
good God. Louis.
Go ahead.
All right.
So wait, that was intentional, though.
It was absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
We want to see the naked chick
It's
at
going to be a
least.
zoom, so.
All right, she's really trying to get out of those ties.
She's frightened.
Barely moving.
I'm a big guy.
She kind of looks hot though.
Yeah, she looks very
She's very
hot.
hot. She reminds me of Angel Tompkins from
She
the
doesn't remind me of
70s.
anybody because I can't see her because I'm looking at you.
And your beer
If you
belly.
remember, Angel Tompkins was a gorgeous actress in the 70s.
Right. Good reference.
That's why we're more evil than anything else. And the importance of
But soon my rambling will be over and we'll do the zoom.
The rambling's good enough because it shows the state of mind.
Thank you.
getting up.
GapTheMovie.com.
All right, it's getting up.
The promo is
Getting up with the shears.
do this sacrifice for the benefit of the viewers.
For the benefit of the viewers.
Who's? Oh, your
I'm
turn of the
telling
camera.
them that I'm doing this.
Yes.
This is
Oh
like,
man,
she's
Oh
scared.
no,
God,
she's
she's
acting.
hot.
dude, what the fuck is she doing
How do you get
there?
a hot girl in your
Oh
movie?
no, she's acting. It's a disaster.
Oh no!
Oh no.
She looks frightened, though.
Oh, turn up that music again. There's a nipple.
What are you? Are you
I'm looking
cutting?
at the back. Oh god.
Oh, God, I hope this is... Oh,
Really? The back of your leg?
As I say, I just
Oh, now it's...
How's the naked guy? What the fuck?
All right, we could talk
All right,
about
hold on, let's pause.
this. He killed her.
Okay.
Wait, let's go to Louis, because
Louis moaning over there. He's moaning.
Wait, Louis had a problem with the murder scene, Paul.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go
The back
with
of his
Louis.
leg. We're hearing you going,
And we had a very good opportunity to see a nice set of tits, and you wouldn't even give us that in this crappy
And you
movie.
don't even throw like just a little jar of blood in the shot or something.
Yeah, why was that a bloodless? Would you use all the paint on the wall?
There was no more red paint, sorry.
There was a lot of blood later. We brought in a guy who was actually good in a lot of...
Brought in a guy.
Later.
Benjamin Moore.
And we used a lot of the old school effects, where we mix things in the
You must have cut all that out.
It's later.
Because I just saw the back of your leg and heard you grunting.
Where's the murder? That wasn't horrifying.
It's implied.
Was she dead?
Implied?
At the end of that? Because her tits were still moving up and down like she was still breathing.
I thought you said it's a slasher
People
movie.
don't die right away. They even did, when people were guillotined, they even did a study back in the old days about how long the heads would respond.
Can we try that now?
Sometimes 10 seconds.
Who did the study? Who funded it?
Guys who were interested in guillotines back.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. That's the best murder scene I ever saw. You just talked me into enjoying
I'm winning
it.
him over.
You just debated it into a good scene.
Holy
instead of actually shooting anything that matters.
And I think with repeat viewing.
Jesus Christ.
Enough with the repeat viewing. Especially in this day and age.
Repeat viewing.
No one has time for repeat.
Well, repeat viewing. Come on. Cut him some slack.
So, is that no filter Paul now on your couch?
No, it's not.
Couldn't even take the shit off the coffee table. The shit on the coffee table, it's just somebody had to walk over there and just take that off the coffee table, and you can see 90% more of the first person's face.
You didn't have a set dresser there?
Our production designer decided that this was good because the obscuring of the face.
Oh, yeah, blame your production designer.
And why is your couch covered with a blanket or something? You didn't want to get the fake blood on your...
There's no fake blood. There wasn't any.
No.
Why
It's because he's at somebody's house where they were, don't let the naked person on my couch. It's disgusting. For your stupid movie. No, it's not going to make any money, you idiot.
You'll see.
All right. Should we move on?
All right, let's move on a little bit.
Why did you paint on my wall?
Now, I think we should fast forward to the no filter Paul scenes, especially because
this is good, though.
By the way, this scene right here is exactly the same. The same camera, the same babble, and the same bad murder, only instead of the hot chick, now you have some fucking guy on the couch. Same thing. Yes. There was no difference.
This is not a filmmaker. This is a guy with a message that he's trying to impart.
Don't do it in the third person like it's not you sitting here with the shitty movie.
Paulo, do you kill people for real? We just haven't found the bodies yet.
You know, like he was talking about.
He can't answer a question.
No, then the answer to that question would be no.
You were in Caddyshack, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Who'd you play in Caddyshack?
I was, the main scenes I'm in are in the swimming pool scene. I'm the waiter who gets knocked into the pool. And in the dining room scene, I'm the waiter acting up a storm right behind the main actors.
How'd you had to audition for that?
I was in Little Mary Sunshine in college down in Boca Raton, and
that's not an answer to that question.
That's how, and they auditioned the people from that play, and I was the only one who got a.
You're the one that gets knocked into the pool?
Yeah.
I'm kind of impressed.
You still get residuals from that, or is it not?
No, they.
The answer to Jim's question was yes. You auditioned though.
Yes.
Oh, wasn't the?
Yes.
Did you audition for that movie? I drove to Los Angeles.
No, we need an answer.
I parked in the C lot, and we took the ticket to see.
Did you audition?
Excuse me. I went to the office. I told them I was there.
All right.
To see Ellen Jansen's casting.
She was the one that was casting it. So did you audition?
Please let me finish.
But
so
did you
then I took the sides.
You fucking audition. I'm going to choke you.
I took the sides off the table, and when I read for the camera, then I auditioned.
And I actually went back for a second audition, which I blew.
Oh my God!
Who'd you blow?
Oh my God!
It was in a hotel room, and they said no, not good enough.
Why don't we continue with this murder? Because I got to see this murder now because it's just like the moment
low resolution.
Yeah,
why is it hard to look at? It's low contrast, low resolution.
I know damn well.
Digi. It's like
you weren't trying for this look. You wanted something cleaner.
Did you want a grainy look? You wanted a grainy look.
I wanted a grainy look.
No, you didn't.
Why?
I swear to God, I love the grainy look.
That's not grainy.
That's not grainy.
Shit video artifacts.
It's called noise.
That's not knowing what fucking kind of file you're putting in your computer.
Go look at Clockwork Orange.
That's what happens. I edit video all day, and when it comes out like that, I go, oh, shit.
There's a lot of
graininess. Try again, but you don't do things twice.
What were you saying about Clockwork?
Use the wrong compression on it or some
shit. Has a lot of graininess. Because when you do it in all Barry Lyndon has a lot of graininess because they do it with candlelight.
Oh, you should fucking shoot yourself in the face for comparing those two things.
Oh, my God.
You know what he did to make... Barry Lyndon is a movie that's shot entirely with natural light.
Right.
There's no electricity used in the movie.
Right.
Stop saying right like it had anything to do with it. And the way he did that was Stanley Kubrick found lenses that were built back, like the first lenses ever made back when they only had that kind of, like he went and did all this research in historical archeology and dug
He
up
didn't
the
have to, though. All he had to do
was turn on a fucking flip cam and fucking and edit it on iMovie. With some unlicensed music that you're going to get sued for using. And refusing to, and somebody probably said, hey, don't you want to move that light that's glaring in the like, no, it's okay because I have a heart on it. I want to keep doing this right now.
I'm just saying there are similarities to Barry Lyndon.
There isn't a single one.
Similarities?
Wow, Louis feels getting mad. Let's get to this
yes, let's keep going.
Sure. Experience at this point, and that the idea for now here. I had him, who I always feel the male is the guiltier of the species. They're the more vile, the more evil, the real predator, the real source of all that is wrong with society.
Did somebody off camera just cough?
Yeah, I did hear that.
Can you please roll it back?
You really did hear that.
Never happened. And again, we need to sacrifice.
Nobody's respecting the set like they're sitting there. They're walking, or you can hear them walking around.
There was a cough in the studio here, not at the...
That is wrong with society. If somehow women could take control and take over, it might be a better...
There it is, somebody cough!
What about him? He's choking in the background.
That wasn't him.
All right.
In other words...
Oh, there's that boring knife again.
Would you just use the cam mic?
Or whatever. We'll see.
No, it was a good camera.
The most pointless.
Oh, he's acting.
It's really not personal. It's just that this film will hopefully be seen by everyone.
No, it won't.
Society. And you're gonna die. Everybody has a shitty day. Everybody has a shitty day. You're gonna die soon.
I'm having a shitty day right now.
You don't even know her name. No.
I wish I was him, really living that moment. I'd rather be that guy, really tied up on a couch,
getting shears in you.
Yeah, than watch it happen.
I was convincing. Let me go. Let me go.
For the viewers.
I don't know your name.
Yeah, you don't know her name. You don't know my name.
I'll get somebody. I can meet another guy.
Was there a script?
It's really not about
the way this was done.
Yes or no question. It's a yes or no question.
It's very Larry David.
Right. It's a yes or no question.
That's right.
Was there a script?
Well, I bought a computer.
No.
And I got Final Draft, which is a script writing program. I bought some paper with 3 holes in the sides and some brats. I then proceeded to write some.
Yeah. So there wasn't a script.
We had extensive interviews with everyone involved in the film, so there would be a common ground. When I interacted with them, I would know everything that they were.
Kind of like everybody working towards the same goal in their own way. In a weird way.
I interviewed everyone, and
I want to fucking choke Jimmy.
Why?
I want to choke you out.
I actually understand where he's going with this.
I want to Vince McMahon your head.
I'm not saying that there aren't certain things that could probably be fixed in post, but I do think that it's a lot better. Everybody's just kind of razzing you.
Yeah, they're
I think busting balls is what I'm used to on the message.
That's what makes us funny, sure.
I know what's going on here, by the way. You're going to turn into a real serial killer, and then this movie's going to be like, holy fuck, you know that serial killer? He made
that probably would be the best way to sell it.
Right. You got to
be all over the news.
You're going to have to kill people,
Well,
Paula.
let's just say we're at the beginning of our marketing strategy.
So murder isn't out of the question as far as the marketing tool goes.
We are at the beginning of it.
They pick you up for being a serial killer, then this thing is going to have some legs, my friend. Some legs. Let's get to them. Just don't kill me.
Soon enough, you're going to be dead, and it's moments away, and the pain will be bad for the first few seconds, but trust me, it won't be that long before you are lost in oblivion.
If this was, let me say something about what you just said. If this was a filming, if he murdered this person, and then tried to sell it like as a ghoulish, you got to see this. He wouldn't be convicted of the murder. if this was the evidence, because the fucking cops and the jury would start watching and go, just turn it, let them go, turn it off. I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch this.
Well, I don't
want to watch it till the point where I witness the murder and put him in jail.
All right.
But the dialogue was kind of chilling, though. Pause just for a second. Because I want to comment on his dialogue, where you're walking this guy through the fact that you're going to kill him, and he's pretty much helpless, and he has to hear what's going to happen to him.
What is in your pocket?
I believe that's my wallet. It's kind of a big wallet. If I pull it out.
So why did you have your wallet while you were filming? Can you leave that on your dresser or something?
That's cool. Chappie.
Oh my God! Let's get to the murder, and maybe we can stop this.
We just stop short there, Jim.
I was going to say carry copies of your DVD in there, but.
Let's look at the back of his leg again.
There's a lot more blood later in the movie. And, you know, most of these murder movies don't have a lot of blood. And you actually do get a lot of implied violence and a lot of things that are pretty terrifying.
Where are you stabbing him? You're showing his chest and head.
Yeah, where are you stabbing him?
Working the lower torso.
I don't see. No, look. There's nothing there.
It's below the camera, out of view of camera.
Where you stab him in the ass? Where you stab him?
Ass and balls.
Ass and balls.
There's no
he looks like he's being
blood.
stabbed in the balls right now. Look at the look on his face. Look how bored that guy is.
He just laid there. You could roll onto the floor.
He's like, let me out.
You didn't have much of a budget, so why wouldn't you use all your blood early in the movie to really get people hooked?
Yeah.
Why waste all the blood later on when no one is still there watching?
Louis' groans are the best, review you could ever have. It's just,
All right, let's see how this guy dies.
Were you trying to purposely avoid the violence on camera because it's like, it's got like a Hitchcock vibe
exactly,
almost.
and that's, believe me, you'd be surprised if we listed the amount of films where the violence happens off the camera and it's implied.
Like what? Name one movie.
Yeah, but you're not implying violence in this scene. You're showing that it's definitely not happening. Because you're showing the vital organs of the person. And so you are proving that that's definitely, you're making it very clear that the person is yelling for no reason.
We're not seeing his penis. Well, we don't see
if you cut off somebody's dick and ate it, they wouldn't die for 3 days.
Right. Thank you, Louis.
I had a long metal thing that could have gone up his ass.
Oh,
wow.
Sure. Right, it's implied up the ass.
Sure.
You could have made a better movie if you cared at all.
There was $5,000.
It's not even lack of skill. It's just not giving a shit.
3 days. Remember, that all was experimental, and of course...
Experimental, 3 days, right.
That's not how you get reviews. Well, we got to give him a break. It only took, a month instead of 2 months to film the movie.
You look at what was the Desperado that Robert Rodriguez did. That was the big way that they pushed that thing.
Rodriguez.
No moment.
Are you comparing yourself to Robert?
Shoddy. You look at Evil Dead 1, very shoddy looking. But this is supposed to look shoddy looking. And this is what's not being acknowledged.
The original Evil Dead did kind of have like a very low-grade quality to it, but the horror was there.
Right, exactly.
All right, let's get to the murder. What's happening here?
Oh, that's it.
That's it for the murder?
Yeah, that's it.
We have a lot of murders in this film, so we need to...
Because now we're down some little lane with trees on each side with some chick
in and out of focus
from the back. She's, now she's tied up.
Look at the ropes, you're right.
They're loose.
Oh, the bad loose ropes.
She's already tied the ropes right.
Don't move, honey, because it'll be so clear how loosely you're tied up.
Yeah, that's what else is happening here.
She's clearly drugged.
That's like how they used to tie up the people on Gilligan's Island. Like when some bad guy would get on the island and tie him up. There's just no realism to that.
And they have lots of money on Gilligan's Island.
Yep. Oh, yes. Let me, the great Sherwood Schwartz.
Yeah, he really...
if you looked at some of his works,
his budgets
The Brady
were
Bunch,
so high.
Gilligan's Island.
How'd you get the hot girl in your film, though?
That's
who was that?
No Filter Paul's daughter.
Is that? Oh, fuck yeah. She is hot as shit.
That's his daughter?
Yeah. He's got hot daughters.
I want to date No Filter Paul's daughter.
If you look at the side of her face, you can also see the duct tape clearly coming up and off the face.
Yeah, I would have that duct tape off my cock in there in a second. Just plow No Filter Paul's daughter's mouth.
I have to get back to the fact that, all things aside, this was an experiment. Sure, I tried to do something. It is what it is. And my life is fucked up, so I need people to buy this movie so we can start the movement and I can move on to the second phase.
The movement.
So
What's the second phase?
Well, the second phase would be to go out and start promoting harmony and love through fear and death.
Yep.
That is actually
He's going to start killing people.
I don't know.
No, but he's making a social statement, though.
Play this tape back someday. Polo's going to start killing people.
5,000 a week. How much did you spend on this?
5,000. That's 10,000.
What did you do with the money?
I know, where did the money go?
A penny of it on the screen.
Where the fuck did the money go?
You must have ate well in those 3 days.
Where's this film? The St. Regis? Where the fuck are you staying?
This was up near Woodstock.
$1,000 for
Woodstock?
Woodstock.
How much is a hotel up in fucking Woodstock? It's like $10.
What?
Well, we had a
Somebody you got. Where'd you get the money? Where'd you get the $5,000?
There was a couple of people, and then
and
then I had to wind up buying out one guy because there was conflicts.
Oh God.
Sure.
So you went to somebody. He went to somebody. Said, "Hey, if you give me $5,000, I'll make a movie." And they said, "You know what? You're a pain in the ass, but I want to give you this."
All right.
So they gave you the money. Listen, I know what happened. Let me tell you. And you took the money. I don't know what your vice is, but you blew all of it. And then you made this piece of shit with nothing.
We know that the worst piece of crap movie out there cost $200,000, $500,000.
$5,000. You could have made a lovely movie for $5,000. That's plenty of money.
No, who makes a movie for $5,000?
He's going to make a much better movie. Well, you didn't. You spent the money on whatever it is you do. I don't know what it is.
I need $145,000 right now to pay off my credit card.
Sure. Well, yeah. So I'm glad that's where the $5,000 then went.
There's 2 houses I can't unload. I've got a horrible life. I've got one good woman.
I'm sorry, but I still hate the movie.
So, Paul, who's the girl on the scene? What's her thing?
She was, again, an example of a young member of society who doesn't care, and so it needs to be sacrificed for the greater good.
Sure. The greater good.
Okay.
Of what?
I don't know. All right, let's push play.
It won't matter. So in a minute, I'll slice your wrist. We'll empty your blood into a bucket in a matter of...
Now, I'm putting that shirt on eBay because you can tell that that's from the...
But it's the ramblings of a madman.
You're putting the shirt... You were serious right there.
Yeah, I was. But I haven't done it yet.
I don't know.
Couldn't even commit with the duct tape. You're right.
When you believe in that
She's on drugs. I really don't even know.
She's obviously drugged.
He just feels that the duct tape was necessary to reinforce in her mind that it was coming soon.
And then at one point, when it could be 1,000,000 years, which is nothing. I mean,
look at her. She's like breathing through her mouth with duct tape over it.
She's like, hurry up and...
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, is this scene over yet? How long am I supposed to heave my breasts like this?
Right now, you're going to cease to exist. And there is no consciousness.
I wish I had no consciousness. Right
So
I do.
They cut in for a second. Go back to that.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that amazing?
There was another shot.
There was a different shot.
You're actually deciding to do a cut in.
I agree. That is.
There was a little insert cut in there.
You actually called me on a good point that there really should not be any visible editing in this movie.
What did you do that for? Did you do that to put together 2 shitty takes of you talking?
Yes.
And you had to.
Or did you want really to be really clear to everyone that duct tape is not doing anything to restrain her mouth?
My editor loved the shot, so he stuck it in.
Love the shot, but if it's one, my editor. If it's one guy that's working the camera, what did you're a psychopath that fucking, uses Final Cut Pro?
Yeah,
so you had other shots. You went in, you got other shots.
Right, but the point was that was an abnormality in the film. It shouldn't have happened, but it did, and it's a nice shot.
Look at the tape. The tape is up on both sides.
Oh my God.
The tape is...
If she licks her lips, the tape falls off.
Yes. You can see she's practically sleeping now.
Because she's bored of this shitty movie that she's in.
She's drugged.
You're putting her to sleep with it. Literally, a person who's about to get murdered is falling asleep because the murderer is so boring. It'll be like when you see those beheading videos, and the guy with the hood is reading the Arabic, and the guy, the fucking tied-up guy turns back and goes, "Could you fucking just cut my head off?"
All right.
This is boring.
Towards one of the final scenes is when I'm carrying a drugged person physically into the scene and then undressing them.
Yeah. All right, push play.
Consciousness. So I'm going to cut you now. And you're going to be scared. It's going to be painful. It's going to hurt. Okay, so don't move, because I don't want to cut myself. Okay, see.
Oh, you're missing the fake blood.
I'm sorry. Is this still movie?
We will be cutting to a dripping scene, actually.
Wait, can you go back?
Wait, was that he was supposed to be stabbing her just
I think he's cutting with the wrong side of the knife.
Dude, you're cutting with the... Go back.
Were you cutting with the back end of the knife?
Actually
He's supposed to cut her wrist. All right.
A prop knife.
Which has, you know, where it's cut out.
Watch this.
Don't move, because I don't want to cut myself.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, watch. Look at this.
If it's, you're using a prop knife when you're using the wrong end of it?
No, I couldn't possibly use it because
the point of a prop knife is you can cut with the blade and it won't hurt anybody.
There's
it's made of plastic.
Then how come it looks like it's on the back of the knife?
It looks like it's on the back of the knife.
I couldn't have. It was like it's like paint by numbers. There's a hole in the knife where you stick the wrist in.
That fucking knife was a $5,000 knife.
That was it.
It was a $5,000 prop knife.
That was also the most clumsy. Hey, let's lift this up into the shot.
Yeah,
look everybody.
Yeah.
Look, everybody. Don't be fooled just by her amazing acting and mine.
I'm really doing this.
Look at this thing I bought at the funny costume store. Look at my niece's Halloween costume that we're using in this movie.
This is
nice rope too. It's nice thick rope. I thought it looked.
Why don't you make it tight so it's more believable? All right, let's go.
This is worse than like an Ed Wood movie.
It is
not worse than an Ed Wood.
Oh, no, it is.
It is much
These are
worse.
real locations.
So much worse.
Yeah.
It is much worse.
Ed Wood movies had like bullshit. No, they had
what?
sets where the walls were shaking.
That's crazy,
and
right?
you have people
here.
coughing in the background.
And
Somebody may cough in the middle of a murder, serial killing. Cut, print, perfect.
It was 3 days.
Yeah, it's a bucket. The blood.
Take a fourth.
Out, you're going to feel less and less. So,
defending it like, we only had 3 days. Take another day.
Experiments in terror.
Scary. You must be feeling pretty bad about it.
I'm feeling pretty bad right now.
This is like your last minute on Earth.
I wish it was my last minute on Earth. I wish it was the last minute of the movie.
And you're gone. I mean, in the context of eternity...
How did fucking No Filter Paul conjure up that chick?
The
fuck is that?
Probably a stepdaughter.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I think you're right. Okay.
Now, truthfully...
Oh, boy, truthfully, yes.
If you... Hopefully, at some point, when this movie is out... And people don't know about it.
It is out.
No, but I know. But at this point, I haven't really promoted.
Yeah.
I haven't really fully promoted it, and I'm going to continue to promote it.
Ron and Fez.
And in years from now,
right?
They're going to say, people are going to find this movie, and they're going to say, "What the fuck is this?" And believe me, that's the reaction that's going to happen with people. They're going to be confused because they won't know the backstory.
I say it now.
We all know.
I'm saying, what the fuck is this now?
But it's because you know the backstory. But those that don't know the backstory will be more...
No, they'll just say some guy grabbed a camera and some friends and made a shitty movie. I think.
You see, you think, but you're looking at it.
I don't know. You're right. You know something? You're absolutely right. Fucking Mall Cop was the #1 movie for 2 weeks in a row.
He
Who
looks
am
like
I
him
to
in this
say?
movie.
Like Mall Cop.
And you notice I lost a lot of weight.
You look good.
I lost 60 pounds in 6 months, mostly from stress from the divorce.
That's good. It's a healthy way to lose weight.
On the Magic Johnson diet.
Can only hope.
Yeah.
Oh. Alrighty. Here we go.
Just savor this moment. Just be calm. Enjoy it. Just breathe in, breathe out, let air fill your lungs.
That's what breathing is.
Times.
Now, truthfully,
blood empties out.
Oh, let's just go ahead and cue that right there. As good as any place. Just drop that right in there.
It's as good as any.
It's fine.
Holy fuck!
Just drop some unestablished music right in there.
Fucking killing me.
Just put that anywhere.
Oh yeah, just drop that anywhere.
Wherever.
Subliminally, you have to use some standard horror effects.
Yeah, but you put him in a fucking place where you had a thought. You don't just drop it
when
randomly.
you least expected it.
No, I
dropped in there.
I fully expected it.
Nothing to do with expectations.
Fucking.
Really? You weren't expecting that. Honestly, you weren't expecting that.
No.
No, I wasn't expecting to have my day ruined.
All right, and wait
a minute, is this still going on?
When you can't tell if it's.
Hold on a second. This is a freeze frame on a moment that doesn't matter, and we're listening to the music. I thought we paused so we could talk about it.
Right, but the music.
And then it just dawned on me. Wait a minute, I'm still hearing that shit music, but it's paused.
You freeze.
I was watching
making
her
people fucking
die.
check their. People are gonna have 2 remotes in each hand. Okay, my TV's fucked up. My video. Wait a minute. Did I press pause by mistake? How am I hearing the music when I press pause?
If you experience the movie in the proper setting, I mean, here we are commenting on the movie. Actually, we're not allowed to experience. Here, I'm actually watching her die, and there is that chilling moment where I'm just watching her die, and that's all. It's nothing else but silence and the music.
Silence and the music. Yeah.
Watching her die, and you may have thought it was paused, and that's interesting because that's how still this moment is.
Oh, it's not paused. No, you guys just aren't moving.
It's still the movie's still playing too, right?
No, I think we've had push play.
Oh, okay, now it's playing.
What happens up top there? Something keep it
fucking window dressing that it. Oh, he moved.
Oh, some of the blood.
Oh, no, she's bleeding down her hand.
You decided to use some of
not.
your blood, huh?
No, she certainly isn't.
No.
Now we get to the local movie.
Oh, this is a wow sticker.
Great.
All I need to say is...
Great. We get our fucking wow sticker in
Thanks
there.
for putting a wow sticker in.
Can we sue?
Film.
Can we sue
Great,
that he
thanks.
now has to digitize that out on every copy?
That would rule.
Please.
Let's do that.
GabTheMovie.com. You can use the promo code RonFez. I need you to buy this movie. Trust me, it will. And I would be happy to autograph them down the road.
Oh.
Wow.
All right. Well, no,
way,
that's all right.
When I do start killing people, it will be something
At least
worth it.
it'll. Yeah, you'll have a signature on there. That's.
Can you do some kind of stunt for us today?
Well, I had sent a memo out about all kinds of horrible things. The first thing you could do is have all your interns come and punch me in the stomach as hard as they want to. That'd be fun.
I hope it ends like Houdini.
You can get 17 people.
Didn't he die from that?
Danny's got an email, Anthony, from Paul O.
An email from Paul O.
Well, it's not actually from Paul O.
Okay.
It's from, according to this, it's from his manager and life coach. Let me get his name here for you guys. Dr. Machine Gun.
Do you know a Dr. Machine Gun?
Yeah, he's sort of a manifesto.
What medical school do you Dr. Machine Gun go to?
And if you read this thing, which is fairly long, it details what could happen to me today under these circumstances. And I was trying to avoid it, but I mean, I'm not going to argue with my life coach. And so...
What? Who is Dr. Machine Gun? That doesn't sound like a reputable doctor.
I hope an actual machine gun is your life coach.
That's good.
So, he suggested I do all these things that are
like
detailed
what?
in this. Oh,
Danny,
it's
like
horrible.
what?
It's horrible, like piercings and stabbings and all kinds of things. As we get up to a certain sales level, I would have more and more horrible things happen to me. But obviously, I was telling him that was crazy stuff.
Sounds crazy.
Well, I have a list here, so let's see. It says here that if Paul sold 10 DVDs, he would get 3 needle piercings through his arm skin. Another 10 is another 3. Another 10, he goes for the legs. And then, so that's one level. And then up to 50, then we could shave his body and slap him with rubbing alcohol. 75 copies of Gaff sold will pierce his bottom lip. And then, then the levels get kind of retarded because then there's 100, 400, like he really thinks he's going to sell 400.
400. What's 400? What do you do for
400, there will be this is not me, these are not my ideas, this is courtesy Dr. Machine Gun.
Yes.
There will be a staff challenge where an intern can poop on his head.
I didn't come up with
Did you pay this guy?
I didn't come up with
Paul, did you pay this guy?
He said I paid him. But he's a very cool guy who wants to make horror movies, and I like him a lot. And we have long conversations at night. And he said, yeah, I'm going to...
Hang on, I wasn't finished. Let's see. At 425 copies, he'll drink fresh, hot intern piss with a blob of Big A cum in it.
Wait,
How
really?
many copies?
$425.
All right, let's pull our resources.
You might want to hang around for $450 because
people are raising their hands out there.
At $450, they'll pierce Paul's nutsack in 4 places with a hammer and small nails.
And I never really. He said he researched all this, but I never got the feeling that I was sure that I was safe under these.
Are we done with this? No, the similarities to Kubrick just keep piling up.
Yeah.
No, I really
that's what Kubrick did.
All right.
And just so you know that this very long email.
Yes, it's like a manifesto. Like Jerry Maguire.
Ends.
Yeah, just like it.
It ends with Dr. Machine Gun saying, Paul is a complete lunatic and cannot handle the pressure of even the most simple of tasks. Yours truly, Dr. Machine Gun. I mean, he's a doctor, so he does know best.
Yeah, he's got doctor in his name and Machine Gun.
All right, Louis, obviously you're my biggest critic right now.
Because I'm one of 3 people that have seen the movie.
Give me an honest benefit of the doubt. As if we're not sitting here, busting balls, it's truthfully. And we haven't even seen the No Filter Pause. We've seen a few minutes of the movie. Clearly, if you're sitting down to see a movie, we haven't looked at the whole movie.
Is just in hysterics laughing right now, by the way.
Or the trajectory of what's happening. The fact that it's an anti-film and all these things. Give me the benefit of the doubt. There's some people.
He'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
You earn the benefit of the doubt.
All right, this is
with a movie. When you make a movie, you earn the benefit of the doubt by people watching, and they go, "Okay, I'll give this the benefit of the doubt." But whatever the opposite of the benefit of the doubt is, instead is what you establish.
Which is, in a way...
is that you don't give a shit what this movie looks like. That's the main thing.
But again,
if somebody here... I've sat through a lot of fucked up movies. I've made some fucked up movies. I've taken part in some fucked up production. Before I was in film even, I was trying to get him to look it up, but he couldn't find it. There was this guy, when I was a kid, his name was David Van Vactor. And I worked for Cablevision in Marblehead, Massachusetts, like covering hockey games and stuff. And I met this guy through my friend who said, I want to make an avant-garde film. So we brought home some of the video packages from work and shot this guy's movie, which was just him blathering like that. And he would make a long speech and read a poem, and then he holds up this jar and he says, "Look, it's my piss." And he had his piss in a jar, and then he'd go back to reading poems. That's what the movie was. So I've been down this road, okay? Yeah, it's a fucking epic compared to this dog shit.
I'd like to see this film. But it's everybody...
Hold on, let him finish, Paul. Jesus.
And I was once in San Francisco at the Castro movie theater, and I saw a movie that was it was called Father and Mother. It was a Russian film, and I'm going to describe to you 15 minutes of the film. There's a woman dying, and her young son, who's like in his 20s, is sitting next to her, and she's wheezing, and he's watching her wheeze. And then he says, "Do you want anything?" And she says, "Yeah, I want you to take me out to sit in the garden." So he carries her out, puts her on a bench, and then watches her there. That's 40 minutes of the movie.
Holy
I'm not kidding.
shit.
Like, nothing happens. I sat through the whole thing because I gave it the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, this is at least interesting. I've never seen anything like this.
Don't mind Jimmy. He'll snap up and say something every so often. There you go. Jimmy got all scared.
Actually did those.
You were frightened.
All right, so the context is that I don't like mainstream movies. I am the fucking target audience for this kind of film. But this is shit.
I am
the closest you're ever going to get to someone who would give a shit.
It's literally.
And the reason is because crazy David Van Vactor with his piss poems and the fucking retarded Russian who I am one of 8 people who saw that movie. They really cared about how they made it. It didn't mean that they shot it like professionally or slickly. It means that they gave a shit. They didn't just fuck up and not try again. They put some thought. They fucking mixed it so you could hear what the guy was saying. This is just
First of all, number one, we know that this is experimental film.
Oh, God, no, okay, that's
we
it.
know that,
going that circle.
And we know it's supposed to look like this.
He's got to defend his art, I guess.
And you ever seen the early films, the short films of David Lynch, for
Again,
David Lynch here now.
How dare you drag him into this?
He has brought up names of legendary directors,
artsy directors,
and then I look up and just see that
a wow sticker on a car.
Did you do any second takes?
There were not with the No Filter Pulse stuff because it's all gold. It really is. It's all
What?
How bad is the no filter Paul stuff?
It goes on forever.
Can we see maybe?
Just get to that
it's
part.
It's right now. It's
there
right.
A chapter.
Right
it's coming up.
This is it?
20 minutes. Oh, the music.
That's in there.
I still filter Paul in his car.
Trying not to laugh.
Laying across the front seat.
Sleep. He fell asleep in his car. What happened?
Yeah, I'm picking off easy prey.
Now it's just him, shirtless, badly tied up to a chair, bouncing around like a cartoon character.
So what? Did you kill him and then put his shirt back on and then?
No, I got him. He's drugged out from a night of.
Oh God!
I had no
and I got him.
intensity that day. I wasn't getting my message across, but that pig.
Well, wait a minute. Now you're both talking. Now you're talking on screen and off screen.
Right. Wait a minute.
Now you're fucking narrating and talking at the same time.
As a
not on purpose. No, it's because you just fucked it. You
as
were like,
a psycho, I did edit and I did look at this and prepare it.
And he rips off like Clerks.
I was about to say, why are you ripping off Kevin Smith with the dramatic title cards with the wording
like
on them?
words on there and then going to different scenes
he ripped
like
off
Kevin
people
Smith.
way before that. I mean, like
well, Kevin Smith.
We're not arguing Kevin Smith's filmatic integrity. We're talking about your piece of garbage.
I'm saying that these are things that are not used that often, and they need to be brought back from time to time.
Right? Yeah. Throw it in there. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
And what am I saying? Interesting things, musical terms which comment on the action.
Not what? How? What comment? There's no comment being made.
Agitated, with excitement, agitate.
Oh, you mean the word comment? The words you actually wrote upon the screen?
Yes.
No. Yeah.
The message.
Well, let her rip.
Across anyhow.
Any credence to any of you worthless scum, but I will appreciate you enough to avoid the moral bankruptcy of obscenity.
I'm tired of you, cocksucker!
I'll be bleeping out anything that he has
Oh my
to say,
God.
because that's not exactly part of my message.
This, by the way, goes on for how long? How long
it's
is
probably
this
a 15-minute scene.
Yes, 15 minutes. 15 minutes of just what you're seeing right here.
Oh my God.
It's Paul trying to get out of the shitty tie job.
He jiggles and curses for 14.5 minutes.
Yeah, just jiggling and saying, fuck you, let me out of here, you fucking cocksucker. Fuck you, fuck you. And then Paulo is just rambling through the whole thing.
I think we're pretty well engaged in this scene, back and forth. Because
No, it's terrible. Some sort of a statement.
Look how bored he gets between strugglings.
Yeah.
He kind of looks around like, are we done now?
Hello, I'm tired of you, cunt!
Okay, so then he does that. He looks at people off camera.
Yeah, he looks at the cameraman.
There's another special shot, a little insert there.
Problem, Dick?
Looking at
I
No
went to
Filter
the
Paul's
camera,
legs.
adjusted the
Fuck
camera.
you! Fuck you!
Because I'm not.
And we're still on that shot. We're still sitting on this insert shot of his legs.
Why are we looking at
Because
this?
this is clearly something that would not be in a normal film. You won't see a shot completely ill-framed like that. Am I correct or not? What the fuck is happening here, Louis C.K.? That's what's happening in this movie. What the fuck is happening? Do you understand?
You didn't try. You didn't try.
You didn't try. That's exactly it. There wasn't any effort to...
No, you didn't try.
You
got sleepy.
I swear to God.
You felt sleepy. Look, it happens all the time. You're making a movie and you go, oh, fuck, could I just get out of here? And then you go, wait a minute. I got to at least try to, even if I'm trying to do something shoddy, I got to try to do the best version of it.
I need everybody out there.
I took somebody's $5,000 and spent it on a fucking, some weird clothes that I bought.
Promo code.
Holy shit. I think we're finally even with Ron and Fez. For the Earl thing. Holy shit.
It is exactly what Louis said. It's not like, yeah, you're looking going, holy shit, what is this? No, you would do that if the movie was done well and someone gave a shit about it. And then you would look and say, wow, what is this? This is kind of weird. And this is like you just didn't put effort into it. You said you wanted to make a movie.
That's the problem.
There was more effort in you saying, I want to make a movie than making the movie.
This is an anti-film. It is meant
just
to...
keep saying the same.
What is an anti-film,
Well, what I need you to understand is that it means it doesn't use the editing process. I mean,
that's not the case.
Yes, but here, you see, when when you see a film, most people are willing to put the suspension of belief into a film. They know the process of making a film that has all these edits. Here, we take the editing out.
No, you don't, because you edit a lot in this scene.
Yeah, you edited.
That's the thing. You do just enough to show that you didn't give a shit.
We walk to the camera.
Just enough.
Turn it off, turn it back on with a different shot.
Spike Lee made a movie called Get on the Bus. About all the black guys going to the Million Man March.
Right.
It's about as simple a movie as you could ask for. Cheap video camera, and it's just single shots of dialogues. It's fucking great because it's low in scope and it's not trying to do much.
Right.
It's just some dialogue, and there's no lighting, and some scenes are hard to look at because they're so dark.
I was on a bus
and
that went Mad March.
So that must mean this movie's good, because you took a bus once.
But he cared about the movie.
I went to the Million Man March on a bus.
Louis was making a point. You're right. It's a good movie. You're right. It's a good movie.
Your point being.
The point is that there are many movies that do what he says he's doing, right? Which is let's do away with editing. Editing is a pretense.
Right. Editing
is a trick. Let's take the tricks out. Let's not have a lot of people do that. That's not what this is.
The caring about it. Let's take that out.
Just no effort.
The effort. Let's just remove any effort and work that goes behind
the dogma people that you just mentioned, and it's even more offensive that you have the education and know better. The dogma people. Because sometimes you see a movie like Out of the Mouth of Babes, you see a movie made by some people that didn't know what the fuck they were doing, and there's a beauty to looking at it because of how tragically fucked up it was. They didn't know how to do it. That's even better.
See, this
isn't even that.
I thought I was going to get a little of that when I watched this. I was going like, wow, maybe this will be fucked up enough where it's hysterical, but it just was fucked up. And it went on and on.
He's deep.
Wow.
I think he's remming.
Poor guy.
Right
I love how Jimmy jumps when you wake him up.
He's my right-hand man right now.
I just see what it is. It's just like I don't want to wreck the movie, man, because everybody's...
You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing when you watch this movie.
Yes. Jimmy, I just touched your lips twice with my hand. You didn't do it.
Did you?
How sleepy you were.
Yeah, it was in his hiney hole, too.
Gap in consciousness seems to be what the...
I need a little bit of sugar on a piece of it.
Louis,
this guy can't even defend you ironically without falling asleep.
Truthfully, you're busting my balls. Truthfully, you're busting my balls.
Right.
You're not really giving me the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
It's like if you walked in out of the rain into a theater and saw this movie.
I go back out into the rain.
Honest.
If it was raining AIDS, I'd go back out and open my mouth. I'd look up at it like a turkey and drown in AIDS rain. After watching 3 frames of this shit, I'd run back out into the acid rain and let it eat my body.
That's busting
gleefully.
balls. I'm sorry.
Thank God Louis was here for this today because we didn't know how to handle this horse shit. Paulo,
fantastic.
I think we're going to wrap up.
Yes, sir.
Paulo, where can people get the movie?
All right. GapTheMovie.com. I need you to buy this movie because my life is fucked up. There's a Ron Fez.
Not because it's a good movie.
No.
It is.
Exactly what Steven Spielberg and the rest of them say.
Time will prove you all wrong, except, of course, my one supporter. But I'm just saying.
I'll give you $100 right now if you promise never to do this again.
I'll take it.
I'll take $145,000 right now. Again, GapTheMovie.com.
Maybe I can.
Ron Fez is the promo code. I do thank you for the opportunity.
Code.
I feel that if enough people buy this movie, there will be a groundswell movement from this. I swear to God. God. I mean, we're
a lot of times a grassroots effort is what you need. When
exactly. This is how a lot of the movement started. They started small, like Hitler back in the 30s.
Right.
You got to take the bad with the good.
Right. Again, bad analogy. Hitler was, love or hate him, that man could work a beer hall. He knew what he was doing.
Yes.
He could even design his own clothes. I mean, the guy was he had a knack.
I haven't
He
gotten...
did have a passion for what he did.
He knew what he wasn't good at.
I haven't gotten to the beer hall stage of the marketing.
No,
you're still World War I Hitler.
All right.
With the funny hat.
So you're gonna
painting.
You're gonna stick around and doing Ron and Fez today, noon to 3.
Sir.
So hopefully,
I can't wait
hopefully
to hear
you go back to
some of
doing
that.
stunts for Ron and Fez.
Thank you, sir.
And let's go around the room and get the fuck out of here. By the way,
oh no, he farted again. Or is that just the stench coming off of the movie? Smell-o-vision. They finally perfected it.
First, let me throw DirecTV in. We got a few plugs. The horseshit review for Gap was brought to you by DirecTV. Call 888-961-DirecTV. DirecTV. Call 888-961-DirecTV. Paulo, I don't know what to tell you, but it was good radio. I can tell you that much.
Well, I appreciate it, and believe me, the movement. This will be the
There's going to be no
day
more.
one. This is day one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
I think a glacier is going to move faster than your movement for this movie.
It starts small, and then mushrooms, and snowballs.
Sure. Okay. Right. What do we got, Jimmy?
Well, Louis got Caroline's tomorrow night. He's doing a benefit for his school, but it's just Louis doing his act.
I'm also in March 14th at the Orpheum.
Yeah.
And I have
Boston.
I'm doing a show with Artie Lang in February 21st at Tower Theater in Philadelphia. Tickets go on sale this Friday morning at I guess livenation.com or whatever. Ticketmaster.
Cool. Because we're leaving, we got to do a Pro Flowers read.
Oh,
we like Pro Flowers. It's going to just sound a little weird just shoving it in here, but
hey, it's not even a read. We're just bringing it up.
Yeah, we were flowing with the Gap thing,
and
the
we just
polo
decided,
thing.
you know, something. Valentine's Day is coming up.
Yeah, sure is.
You want to get your sweetie something?
Sure.
What are you going to do? You're going to wait till the last minute and freak out. That's what everybody does. You could order now from Pro Flowers.
Get it out of the way.
Get 18 red roses and a free ruby red vase, only $39.99. And then, like, Valentine's Day's a couple of weeks away. Now you're done. Stress-free. You're not freaking out for a couple of weeks. And it's something good that she's really going to admire.
And they figured out the flowers in the mail thing.
Yep.
I'm telling you, because we order from these people all the time, and the flowers are like, I don't know how they do it. It's amazing. You're going to be very happy. The listeners have done this over the years. They know it. They know what we're talking about. Proflowers.com. And what, they got the promo code thing?
Yes, the promo code. You go to proflowers.com. You click on that microphone. It's in the upper right-hand corner.
Right.
Go ahead. I'll wait.
I promise you, if you go to proflowers.com, you won't have to buy Gap.
Well, that's a good one. Okay.
Yeah. You won't have to buy Gap.
But you can do both.
No.